Hey everyone, and welcome back to my countdown to Halloween. Today is day 12, and I decided today to do another sort of sub-genre of horror, and that is indeed vampire films. Now, vampire films have been around since, almost since the beginning of film itself. And of course, one of the earlier vampire films is the silent film Nosferatu, an early adaptation of Dracula, which almost disappeared, because I think it was like some sort of lawsuit or something. But luckily, the film still survives to this day. And over the years, of course, we've had so many different versions of not just Dracula, but vampires in general. I mean, obviously we have probably the most famous one is obviously the Universal one with Bela Lugosi. I think that image of Dracula is probably for a lot of us sort of like that first image that sort of comes to mind when we think of the character, or even in vampires in general. And there were several versions that were done with Hammer, obviously with like Christopher Lee, obviously the Francis Ford Coppola version of Dracula, but not just Dracula, but I mean with just vampires in general. I mean, you also have ones like The Lost Boys, for example, which I would love a 4K release of. And you also have other ones like Blade and Underworld. And you can have more interesting takes on a vampire films as well, like George Romero did with Martin, where you're not sure if Martin is even a vampire at all or just someone who's just nuts and sort of thinks he's a vampire. That's kind of the nice thing about it, is you can take sort of different avenues to sort of approach the sort of mythology of what it means to be a vampire. And not to throw myself into the mix a little bit, but actually a screenplay I'm working on right now sort of has an alternate take on some of the vampire mythology. Just slightly. It's sort of just a different take on sort of the greater idea of being a vampire. So it's kind of fitting because I've sort of been a little bit sort of steeped in some of the vampire lore, as it were. And obviously I can't end this video without mentioning what is probably my favorite vampire film, and it's also one of my favorite horror films, which of course is Fright Night. I know I mentioned that film an awful lot. I'm sure most of you are probably sick of me talking about it, but I had included it in this video, obviously for a multitude of reasons. So let me know what your favorite vampire film is, or which one you saw that even sort of introduced you to vampires. Actually, geez, which one did I see first that sort of got me into vampires? Geez, now I don't even know. I gotta think about that. That's something I may have to throw in another video. Be back here tomorrow for the next one in my countdown to Halloween, and as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.